Hello, I'm Paul from Responder Technology, and today I'm going to be talking about assets. So what is an asset? Well, simplest case, here's our van. We've got the registration, a bit of information about it, along with tax, MOT and insurance certificates. But one step backwards, what do we want to achieve by storing this information? We can see in red we've got a warning that the MOT for this vehicle is missing. In the bottom right hand corner, a bit less obvious, a warning that the fire service waterworthiness certificate for our boat is going to expire shortly. In summary, we need a list for audit and planning purposes. We need to be warned when a required certificate is missing. We need to be warned when it's expired. And it's also useful to know when certificates are going to expire soon, so we get a chance to replace them. So our asset model is how we represent assets within SMS Responder. We have four separate ideas: assets, which we mentioned, asset types, asset certificates, and asset certificate types. And these work together to give us the reports and the results that we need. So let's start with assets. We already had our small van and a couple more examples there as well, a larger van and a motorbike. Asset types, obviously, first one is vehicles that those last examples belong to. And there's a few alternative categories of types of assets. It sometimes helps to group assets together by type. Asset certificates, there's our MOT certificate we mentioned earlier. Got a public liability certificate there, and a first aid kit inspection. That doesn't need to be a physical certificate, just a log that the inspection's been done. And finally, asset certificate types. Vehicle MOTs is one type, vehicle insurance another, and finally, public liability is a type by itself. So let's move on to the first problem we can solve. Here's an MOT certificate, but as you can see, it's already expired. Luckily, our vehicle officer has gone out and got a new one, so now we have two certificates on the record. We don't really want to see the first one though, because it's been replaced by a newer one. And we certainly don't want warnings flashing up. This is where the asset type comes in. We know both these certificates are of the same type, they're both for the same vehicle, so we can therefore hide the first one from our reports. When we enter an asset certificate into SMS Responder, it asks us what the certificate type is. When we add an asset certificate type, we'll need to know what asset type it relates to. So again, in SMS Responder, you can see there's a drop down. When we add a certificate type, in this case insurance, it asks you what type of asset it relates to. Okay, let's move on to adding an asset. There's the list of assets we had earlier. They're all of asset type vehicle. So within SMS Responder, we can specify the asset type when we add in a new asset. Asset types are the easiest thing to add in because all they require is a name, in this case vehicle. Okay, let's finish off with a quick summary. There's our large van from earlier on, and we know that's of asset type vehicle. Let's give it an MOT certificate there, and we know that's of asset certificate type MOT. The final link is the asset certificate type vehicle MOT is related to vehicles. So finally, how this appears in SMS Responder. There's our main asset list with the warnings that we saw earlier. If you click on one of those lines, in this case the top one, the van, you'll see it lists the missing required certificate at the bottom, and there's the insurance certificate which still has some time to run at the top. Thank you for watching our video. If you'd like any more information, please send us an email at support@smsresponder.com or phone 0330 330 30 35.